It was the best of times for Mariah. It was the worst of times for Mariah and her fans and her sanity and anything having to do with the word of today's movie known as glitter.
Well, no wonder that stuff gets everywhere, and you always seem to find it no matter what.
No!
There's no cleaning up that stuff.
Okay, so basically it's Dwebs and Anakin with sand. Shiro's equivalent is glitter. Okay, gotcha.
Now, for those of you who may be tilting your heads in confusion, but may feel that you may have heard this movie from somewhere before recently, don't worry, all will be explained. There's actually quite a bit of history with this movie, though since there sadly, to my knowledge, is not a very special documentary around it, I will simply do my best to sum it up here, and if you want more details, you can look it up on the TV Tropes page, or its Wikipedia page, or check out Todd in the Shadow's review of it, or check out Musical Hell's review of it, or one of the other many reviews of it on YouTube. Back in the 90s, Mariah Carey was on top of the world, and I do mean it, like, she was really raking it big. Keep in mind, before Glitter, Mariah Carey did not know the term failure. Pretty much her whole career had been defined by success after success after success. So, while she was dominating the records world, Mariah Carey came up with a brilliant idea. Hey, some musical actors like Whitney Houston or even the late and great Tupac were actually managed to make good movies despite starting off as song artists. Surely Mariah could do the same.
Which is interesting considering on the same year that this movie came out, Eminem released, well, actually no, a year after this, never mind. 8 Mile came out a year after this, which is another movie that proved that could be done.
Yeah. So. Now, yes, hell, it's been told with even cases like Madonna before she quit her acting career that sometimes, in fact, with just the right circumstances, a singer can turn in good performances. Yes, Madonna is infamous for her bad performances, including that movie that she starred in alongside Willem Dafoe, of all things. But she has turned in good performances in some of her movies, too. And you know what? There was not much to doubt about this movie. Mariah Carey was beloved, and she was even working with the same director who had worked with Tupac on his movie, which turned out to be a success. So, honestly, there was no reason to think that anything would be wrong. Until Mariah started to do the advertising for this movie, because, after production had wrapped, people started to sense that something just, might be wrong here.
Okay, the film was supposed to come out, according to the original poster, on August the 31st, 2001. But before the release, Mariah Carey started suffering from health issues.
Yeah.
Citing cases such as extreme exhaustion and a physical and emotional breakdown. Hospitalized. And during said hospitalization, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And because of that, the film got delayed for 3 weeks, as well as the release of the soundtrack.
Now,
said release date turned out to be September the 21st, 2001.
Well, for the movie, because, this movie was tied to an album of hers, also titled Glitter here. And that album just happened to be released on a little date that you may have heard of, September 11th, 2001. Yes, the album...
That doesn't at all ring a bell.
The album ended up coming out in 9/11, and I kid you not, there is actually a picture of the billboard advertising the movie in the foreground of the Twin Towers being blown up. And before you ask, no, that was not photoshopped. That's an actual picture.
Why would Wikipedia put that up?
Well, it's in relation to the whole reception thing, because Mariah Carey tried to blame the movie's failure, and yeah, the movie failed, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but Mariah tried to blame the movie's failure on the fact that the album came out the same day as 9/11. But But you know what?
Right.
Okay, look, controversy is one thing, but hey, you know what? Maybe it may have caused the movie to be bombed, but even still, I'm sure if the movie's good enough, the loyal fans of Mariah Carey will still love it, and it'll hold a good reputation, and oh dear lord, they hated it. Everyone hated the movie when it came out. For reference, it has a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, yikes. Ow.
It got a stunning ovation at the 22nd Golden Raspberry Awards, where Mariah Carey won Worst
Raspberry.
Actress. And it is considered one of the worst films ever made. Yeah, it's on a list for all that. But
I mean, even the most successful people have black marks on their career. So, you know.
hey, want to hear about how much money it made? On a budget of $22 million, it made $5.3 million.
It's okay. She makes all that back in one Christmas.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Like, I mean,
crap.
thankfully Mariah's career would right itself. That being said, Glitter left such a stain on both her career and her mental health that she has gone on to say that she refuses to have anyone mention the movie in her presence. So pro tip, if you're ever talking with Mariah Carey, try not to mention the word glitter or it may send her on edge.
As for
Also,
its
don't gift her a
love
fan
this.
card with glitter inside it either.
As for its director, Vondi Curtis Hall, he's mainly known as an actor. He was the subordinate to one of the of Die Hard 2, and he was also in the Daredevil TV show.
Yeah, the MCU Daredevil TV show. Like I said, he has had experience with a musical singer before, with Tupac. So again, surely this should have worked. Needless to say, it didn't. As for why you may have heard this recently, that's because you may have heard it in Diva's recent review. Yeah, how bad is this movie? Diva, the one behind the musical Hell review series, considered Glitter the worst movie that she had ever reviewed. It only got topped by 2021's Music, directed by Sia. Yes, Diva, who reviews musical crap, considered this movie the worst until it had to be topped by the absolute bottom of the barrel, Music, in a review that came out earlier this year, which is where you may have heard Glitter from.
You were saying, Page, Joe, before we start?
I love this. Like Jova said, like it only has a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. Last year, Airbender has only 5. So this movie just barely manages to beat Airbender just by an inch.
Congrats, Mariah Carey. Your movie's shit, but you managed to beat out one of the worst adaptations of all time.
Yep. So, without further ado, start at the Columbia Pictures logo, because Disney, for some reason, I can't imagine why, haven't ported this to Disney Plus yet, despite them technically owning this movie.
In the United States.
I'm sure it'll be put in there eventually when they have nothing else in the back catalog to put.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. So, without further ado, for everyone at the Columbia Pictures logo, let's begin in 3, 2, 1... click. And like I mentioned, this also came out alongside an album of Mariah Carey's, which included songs from this movie, some of which were made for that album. Oh, trust me, there's some fun little tidbits there, here and there. Now, this movie may not...
Somebody tells me this is going to be the best song in the movie.
Oh boy. Oh, 20th Century Fox. Surely you make only the best decisions.
Along with Columbia Pictures / Sony.
A Maroon Entertainment production. Okay, from RK Maroon from Roger Rabbit. What?
Hey, the crossover we always needed. Mariah Carey and Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Okay, now this is. Hold on.
I take it this is not Mariah Carey.
Nope.
I cry and cry, and Terrence Howard's name comes up.
Oh,
Kathleen.
Terrence,
Howard,
why?
what are you doing here?
He is incredibly miscast, as you'll see later.
Is he about as miscast as Don Cheadle in Space Jam 2?
Oh, looks like this song touched that little girl's heart or something.
That little girl is little Mariah Carey.
Oh,
Well-
of course. So, is this so this is the singer that inspired her?
No. That singer is her drunk mother.
Oh,
So stop me if you heard this before, guys. A talented kid with trouble and drunk parenting that is destined for greatness in a big all-star musical production. Why? I can't believe the bar lets this drunkard bring her daughter to work where she can just come up on stage and sing. It's not uncomfortable at all.
Yeah, totally.
you're kind of putting her on the spot, ma'am. But
Yeah, she very visibly looks uncomfortable.
Are you sure?
Oh, but don't you see, she's just that awesome! I mean...
is the girl really singing, or is it?
Yes, I think that's the girl singing. Even still, though... Oh god, her mother even literally drinks on stage. What kind of caricature is this?
That's the thing. When does this time period?
So basically, she needed a break to take a drink, which is why they brought the daughter on here to sing for her.
Probably, yeah.
So yeah, Jova, this is the 70s as told by the 2000s.
Yeah, that's the thing. When we actually get to the main time setting of this movie, then the anachronism can really begin.
Oh, so is it like as bad as in Book of Mary, where we have walkie-talkies, but and we use walkie-talkies, but even though there are cell phones?
You'll see. Okay, so like Diva pointed out, though, I have to wonder, is this girl that amazing a singer? I get it. Maybe they're trying to be encouraging to her, but for someone who's destined to become the ever-so-great Mariah Carey, this girl sounds like any typical kid singing. Not necessarily terrible. Oh, and dear God, I have heard terrible singing from kids in movies, but like, nothing particularly amazing either. And oh
Jesus.
God,
Oh.
these transitions. Hey guys, you remember how Catwoman had terrible editing and transitions? Well, apparently that movie took lessons from this one, cause holy cow.
Also,
I
did
think
Zack Snyder direct this? Because seriously, why is the color palette so fucking gray?
I was gonna say, like, what happened?
Is it because it's the 70s?
Yeah, mainly they'll be doing it for the past stuff. It'll get better when we get to the present. And yes, to make things even more awkward, her dad's a deadbeat who her mother has to shake down for money.
Wasn't the 70s a lot more colorful and eccentric, though?
Yes, yes it was.
Yes, it was. You're right.
I think I've heard of this hashtag called Justice for Glitter.
Yeah, but you never told me that this is a long lost prequel to Sucker Punch.
Jova,
Yes?
have you heard of this hashtag that around a few recently called hashtag Justice for Glitter?
Oh,
Mariah
is it?
Carey fans made to try and vindicate by history the soundtrack.
Yeah,
Like,
it's borderline exact. I will now declare my head canon that this takes place in the Sucker Punch universe.
okay, that's the thing. Later things become more colorful, but yeah, this sequence would not be out of place in it. So yeah, her mother is drunk. Oh, and she smokes too. Any more addictions we can add on for the cliche pile?
Oh yeah. Well, okay. To be fair, Marianne Max does this too. It's just that it's more so that so far it seems to be her one defining character trait.
Oh
The fact that
wait,
she-
it turns out she even falls asleep while smoking, to the point where this will now cause a fire.
Also, just checked, for somebody who doesn't want any mention of this movie or soundtrack at all, it is available on streaming, so she's making bank still off of it.
Oh.
Oh wait,
You can't
To be
talk
fair,
about it.
well,
Give me
well,
money.
well, to be fair, isn't that more so the album than the movie itself, though?
Yeah, that's the album, yeah.
okay.
According to Jova, like, neither should be
Yeah, I mean-
associated.
Okay. It's more so the movie she hates in that regard and doesn't want mention. However, given
Okay.
that the album has the same name, it makes you wonder.
I mean, okay, what's the record company that owns the album? It's not Disney, right?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
No,
about
I
that.
doubt it.
Okay, in that case,
It's probably her own record company.
Mind
in
you,
that case, she's probably not getting any more money for the movie at this point.
mind you, the album, while not as terrible as the movie, does have some quirks. For one thing, the album had her first ever single that people really hated as well. Which, yeah.
Well, okay, so I guess to her credit, she did give her child to someone who can actually take care of her.
Actually, she just lost custody because, yeah,
Oh, okay.
kind of a terrible mother.
You know, setting a house on fire because you fell asleep while smoking.
Oh, that bit. I will come and get you as soon as possible, I promise. Remember that line for later.
I'm not sure. That's not how it works, lady. You lost custody, you lost custody.
Is she gonna die or something, or is it just what Pedro said?
Even worse, Shiroi.
Oh, I can't imagine how it would be any worse.
Is she gonna turn up seeing that her daughter's famous and like, hey, I'm gonna mooch off you? Also,
Yeah,
cat.
I was going to say Booch.
Yeah, Shiroi, she has a cat that she has to pet. Don't you see how sad and miserable she is? Like, seriously, the cliches are jumping off the wall at us.
Where did the cat? Okay, here's a question: where did that cat even come from? She didn't have a cat in the previous scenes. She just suddenly now has a cat for some reason.
She has a cat,
Well, I mean,
so
that was
she'll
the
feel...
first scene we saw in the house. So
She has
Did the cat magically poof out of thin air?
She has a cat so that you'll feel sad for her, because for some reason, giving little orphan girls cats out or dogs helps make people feel sad for them.
Oh, I get it. The new girl. Hey, okay, we found the bully characters.
Actually, no, these two are gonna be her friends.
Ah, okay.
Oh. Yeah, because normally when they talk like that, they're the bullies.
Basically, this will be her token black friend and her token, Puerto Rican friend.
So now we're on. Is this the Mariah Carey singing now?
Yes.
Alright, so the.
Feel sad. Feel
And
sad.
now we
Oh.
go to our main setting, the 80s. Specifically 1983, despite the fact that everyone is dressed like
Oh.
it's the 90s.
1983. Yeah, video games sure were awesome in that year, weren't they?
So the story for this film was written by Cheryl L. West, who's also written great performances, an episode of that, Holiday Heart, a TV movie, a TV series called Diary of a Single Mom, In the Hive, and Playing for Love.
Now,
And the screenplay was written by Kate Lanier,
Oh, hey, Terrence.
who wrote The Mod Squad, Set It Off, Beauty Shop, Something to Do, among other things.
so this is Terrence Howard. He plays a music
Your
producer in
agent?
this movie, who is sponsoring this new and upcoming star, Silk.
So, because that's
Question: Was there ever a SingStar game that was Mariah Carey themed?
Not
I
from
don't
what I
know,
recall.
but it might have.
It might have been.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure at least one of them. At least one of them had at least a Mariah Carey song in it.
So do these two just follow her around everywhere?
Yeah, they've been friends since their little orphan days.
They're
So
Yeah,
is she,
but they're-
so
they're
is she,
bossy,
is
I
she
guess.
so is she basically supporting them with her success or something?
They don't really
Well, I mean, I
have
don't
that
think
big a job.
they're not that successful at
Yeah.
this point.
I mean, maybe they're roommates and they have their own jobs. To be fair, it's just that
They literally say
weird
they
that
need the money, but she's refusing
never
to
mind
sing
then.
because she don't want to sing no one's backup. Because, actually, I don't know why. Girl, you gotta start somewhere. Sing backup. She literally has to be talking to. Whoa!
what the fuck?
Transitions.
Are you sure this is the 80s? Because it sure doesn't feel like it.
It's like I said, everyone's dressed like they're actually in the 90s, and they don't
What
even
is
make
that
any
woman
references to
wearing?
anything in the 80s. Oh, by the way, of course, the lead, Silk, can't sing proper.
Of course. So basically, this is a reverse of Hardline's 2002 concert.
Huh.
Terrence is not pleased.
Yeah, if this were the 2000s.
Oh, wait, this bit.
Just use auto-tune.
Watch this. They're going to Milli Vanilli this.
Oh no.
Basically, because Silk can't sing, they're gonna have Billy, Mariah Carey's character, sing backup, but using the editing, they'll make it seem like Mariah Carey's voice is coming out of Silk's.
Because
Yeah.
that's not going to get them into trouble at all, is it?
Yeah.
Actually,
I mean,
believe it or not,
look-
it never does. That's never actually
What?
that's never actually really a plot point in the movie.
Oh.
Then why are we even? Then why did the movie even bother
Whoa!
establishing this?
Whoa!
Okay,
Whoa! Whoa!
Okay.
Whoa!
Calm
Okay.
down, movie.
We're here now.
Okay. Terrible editing and direction aside, I can now mention the first major flaw of the screenplay:
Already?
careless writing. Why would you bother establishing Terrence Howard secretly doing some kind of weird trick to make Bill, to fool the other one into thinking that she's singing, even though now he's putting her in backup without her telling? If you're not going to make an actual, if it's not going to be mentioned ever again, why even establish that to begin with?
I guess.
Question for Jova, since he's seen this movie.
Go on.
Is it just for that one particular verse, or do they play this trick for the whole song?
For the whole song.
Oh, okay, then scratch what I was about to say.
Also,
Yeah, because
Pedro,
why would you bother establishing that? Go on, Joe.
to answer your question, to answer the point you just made, Pedro, believe it or not, you can make a drinking game out of the number of plot points that get brought up in this movie only to get abandoned or hastily wrapped up.
Okay.
So anyway, this guy is a DJ known as Dice. He's played by an actor who can act, but for this movie, he will be terrible.
Brilliant.
Basically, the reason I brought it up is because I don't know if you know what a session singer is, Pedro, but basically, if the producer can't get the actual singer to get it's usually a particular line, not really a whole song like they do here.
Oh, wait,
they get someone
are
in
really
to sing it
vanilla-y,
for
I think.
them, but somebody whose voice is very close to the person, so you think it's actually them singing it, and it's actually a very, very, very common thing that happens.
So they are. Hang on,
See, the thing.
they are Billy Vanilli the thing.
Yes.
They are.
And
the thing is-
okay, while this technically does get the plot moving, it's not something that Timothy ever gets called out for, really.
It's so dumb.
God, she can't even lip sync right.
See. Here's the thing, Shiroi. Hardline, aka Johnny Joelli's band. Back in 2002, they had a concert that was celebrating the release of album number 2, and basically, it was a concert where they were given backup singers. By the people who organized that concert. Like they didn't ask for them; they were just given them, and so they were basically kind of stuck with them. And they can't sing for shit, and as a result, they kind of ruin the song sometimes. And guess what, Troy? If you pay attention, you can actually see Johnny slightly turning to them and kind of shaking his head a bit.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, what's this?
I'll show you after this.
Let me guess, she's usurping the other members.
They're just backup.
Again.
And
why
Billy
would you-
literally just blew her cover by singing in front of everyone. And revealing that she's the one who actually does sing with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, comeuppance and all that, but, isn't that part of your job or something as far as you know?
And before anyone says, well, that wasn't her decision, she went along with it.
Yeah.
Not just that. Like I love how apparently she's perfectly okay with all of this. I guess as long as she gets the paycheck, she doesn't give a shit.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Billy doesn't really like this, but she goes through with it because, they need to pay the bills, as her friends pointed out.
And also, you got to start somewhere, so this is the kind of bullshit you have to put up with, I guess.
Sure. I was going to talk about Billy. I was talking about the other character, the character who did get, her spotlight taken because of the Terrence actions.
No. This is Billy, the character played by Mariah Carey.
I know, but that's the thing. Like, wasn't she the one who was now put in front instead of being a backup in that song, like Terrence Howard did there that we saw? That's what I was saying. That's all I was saying. You'd think the brunette character would, get bothered by the fact that Billy brought this up right now, but I guess not.
Oh yeah, all we see is her just put her hands on her hips. But now it's time for Dice. Now it's time for Dice to do something very classy here.
I guess as long as she gets the paycheck, she doesn't give a shit.
It's weird. I guess it's figured that she's more, into Timothy and all that. One has to wonder, though, what does the big producer Timothy see in Silk that gets him to be so persistent as to put her up front? Because she can't sing, for crap.
Her looks, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Silk has better stage presence, I don't know.
Yeah, again, Milli Vanilli. Mind you, from what I've seen of Milli Vanilli, it's not like they have stage presence either.
So since Dice realizes that she's the one singing it, he's going to, do a little something. It's an open mic night. I'm sure that wouldn't be just a way to conveniently have a certain someone get to sing in front of everyone.
Oh, weird random with Superman 2 Lester Cut reference. Okay.
Cute. That was a thing.
I mean, what a random reference to make in a movie like this.
That is quite possibly the only 80s reference. Actually, wait, did that movie even come out in 1983?
Superman 2 came out in 1980.
What is happening to the background?
I don't know.
Superman 2 came out in 1980.
Okay, so technically that reference does work. Okay!
I know. It's not the times. It's not the timeline that I'm bothered by. It's just that
no one's dressed like it's the
to make it.
Oh, go on.
Not just that. It's just it's a weird reference to make in a movie like this. Like, it would make more sense to make some kind of reference to some kind, like the original Wiz or something. I mean, something that's more thematic with the movie. I don't know.
Also, let's just assume that nobody in that entire room is going to recognize the fact that, hey, that woman sounds suspiciously like how Silk supposedly sounded like.
This is a nightclub. They're probably too drunk to realize that.
Also, those dance moves are terrible. Like.
And again, these people are not dressed like them in the 80s. This is the 90s. In fact, it would have made more sense to set it into the 90s because the 90s is where Mariah Carey actually did rise to prominence in. So, why is this set in the 80s? It would be like if you shot a film in the 2000s, but it looks like it's from the 70s.
Yes, Chris?
Alright, to be fair to Mariah Carey, this film did wreck her career for a few years, but she did make a comeback in terms of music with the Emancipation of Me, and then she did make a return to film in a supporting role in a apparently really good film called Precious.
Yes. However, in terms of main starring power for movies, this was pretty much it for her.
I think that name sounds familiar. Precious. I think
oh yeah, it's a movie.
No, I know it's a movie. It's just that I think I've heard of that movie somewhere. I'll look it up.
So basically, Dice here is offering to get her and her friends to go for his own record deal. That's a transition. Her head exploded.
I mean, at least it's better than those fast forward ones.
Did you guys see that? The part where he was walking in, it was still partially slowed down.
Why did they do
What
that?
the? Wait, what?
Whoa.
Okay. Okay. Dwibs.
Yeah?
Fire the editor. We need to get somebody else.
Okay, you're fired.
What's that one movie that basically
wait, I'm 21
switches
years too
shot
late.
every
Shit.
time someone says a word? What movie was that?
So basically, Dice here's
Dwibs.
gonna try and strike a deal with Timothy here. Timothy, for obvious reasons, doesn't want to let go of the girls. Oh, blackmail. So, okay, pay the money and you get the girls.
Well,
Yeah, movie. I thought you were going to stop with these transitions like the one earlier, but
it's like the director. It's like the director can't stay on one scene for too long because he gets bored. So he was like, "Well, that's boring. I do something else."
So, question, guys. Better or worse transitions than those in the Catwoman movie?
Question, Jova.
Yes.
I would have to rewatch that movie again to properly compare.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, Roy?
I remember the transitions. Unfortunately,
Yes, Roy?
Are they gonna do the whole thing where it's like, oh, we want to make you a solo artist and you gotta ditch your friends and shit?
They do that for about 10 minutes.
Of course they do.
However, it's dealt with in about 10 minutes.
oh, so it's exactly like Gem and the Holograms.
Oh, God.
Brilliant.
I'm gonna say it. A lot of this is like a Disney Channel / Nickelodeon original movie.
Well, this is now a Disney movie, right?
Oh,
You know what I mean, though.
They're inherited from Fox. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, goody. Is this the song Loverboy? Oh, Jesus. So, yeah, let's talk about the song Loverboy. In story, everyone loves and praises the song, and this is a song that helps Billy become a star. Want to know how people in the real world responded to it? Yeah, her fans hated the song.
Well.
Her fans hated the song. The critics considered it her worst single to that time, and it was a bomb on the charts.
After this, I'm gonna have to go and ask some Mariah Carey fans I know what they thought of this movie.
I don't know any Mariah Carey fans, but yeah.
That's the thing. It's been so long. I wouldn't be surprised if people even Mariah Carey have probably forgot about this point.
And Mariah
Yeah,
would prefer it be that way.
I mean, there's like a couple of them at least are very, very hardcore fans, so I'd imagine they remember this shit.
Sorry, I'll be honest. The guy next to Carey's character, for a second there, I thought it was Damian Lewis.
Huh.
That is a terrible Elton John cosplay, sir.
Yeah, I was gonna say also Elton John. Oh, yeah, sure. I remember Elton John's iconic look: black shirts. That's it.
Glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, that baseball outfit's got nothing on this. Is this Mariah laughing at the script?
Well, given how she turned out after the movie's production, I don't know, because seriously, I wonder what the hell happened on set to cause her to have a mental breakdown. Okay,
These
you know
transitions?
what? Maybe they strapped her in a chair and forced her to watch all these transitions. I know I'd go insane after a few hours of these.
Okay, I mean, in all seriousness, I do hope Mariah's a lot better now, considering bipolar disorder. But I can imagine. I'm not sure how stressful this production was, if it was. I mean, for all we know, it might be one of those really bad movies where the production actually went smoothly.
We can't quite tell how much damage this movie itself did to her psyche. We do know it did not help things. At all. Like, bless Mariah, she did bounce back from it, but man, this was apparently her dark age of sorts.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, guys, this is one of those movies where New York is actually Toronto.
Of course.
And apparently this is one of the really obvious ones.
Is this why they speed up the footage whenever we're outside? To mask the fact that it's clearly not New York?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, hey, Shiri, that's what those early Doctor Who episodes in Cardiff should have done. Zoomed past Jackie clearly being outside that Cardiff shopping centre.
Yeah, like a shopping center that hasn't really changed at all, like particularly the outside, and it's not like it's at all recognizable by most people.
Yeah. But more so the Welsh.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
What's the story?
Does this movie? Yeah, exactly. Does this movie have an actual plot? Because we're nearly 30 minutes in, and barely, if anything, has ever. In fact, no, nothing happened really.
Yeah, so far all that's happened is Mariah Carey's character grows up to be in some startup band, and then suddenly the startup band, I guess, it's just vanished off the face of the earth.
Well, sure, I kind of called it a bit, but let's just say this movie has numerous plots that you think is going to go someplace, but again, either wraps it up or never really does anything with it. Holy cow, these transitions come at the worst of times.
It's more so that they're completely inelegant. It's like a 12-year edit this on Movie Maker.
No. I'm gonna say it. I've seen better transitions made with Movie Maker. Holy cow.
TMZ.
Now this could only go well. Well, actually, no, it's CMZ.
But totally not TMZ.
If from what I can tell, this is more a music label than a trashy so-called news site.
Also, holy cow, that guy looks like a 90s Jim Carrey.
I was gonna say 90s Michael Shannon.
But sure. It's like
Oh!
Yes, Pager.
it has to. It's necessary. Sure, it's like how in girlfriend instead of having Twitter, we have Quitter.
Huh.
I'm gonna be honest, this movie is shit, but it's not as big of a train wreck as I expected.
Oh, sure. We are just in the first third of the movie. Remember that.
All right.
They said already.
And the fact that you're saying...
take you. I know, this has actually gone by a bit quick.
And sure, the fact that you're already calling the movie crap does tell us quite a bit. Because don't worry, it's going to get worse. Because,
it doesn't have a plot. It's incredibly cliche.
Okay,
the visuals are weird. The transitions are even worse.
Okay,
also, guys, I don't know about you guys, but I'm so thirsty right now. I think I really need some kind of drink. Dibs, what do you think I should get?
Coca-Cola.
Hey, guys, okay, you want a plot? Fine. Here's a romance plot.
But I only have Pepsi.
And
I
no,
mean, I can take or leave, but right now, well, actually, no, wait, I can't even say Coca-Cola, because earlier I bought a bottle of Pepsi.
But no, I'm not kidding. You wanted a plot? Here's a romance plot.
So, yeah,
Also...
you go.
Oh, no, you go first.
So that other film Jova was talking about, the one that the director made before this one, it was a 1997 film called Gridlocked, and it starred Tim Roth and Tupac,
And it was actually good.
along with Andy Newton.
Just before I make this comment, because I've been wondering this for a couple of minutes now.
I'm sorry, Shiro, I had to interrupt you. It's pronounced escargot, you fucking uncultured swine. Go on, Shiro.
No, that was a valid reason to interrupt me. Like, that's fine. This guy right here, he's the group's new producer, right?
Yes.
Groups?
Isn't this a really iffy power dynamic issue if you're like getting in with your producer in that way?
But Shuri,
I'm actually going to raise an objection, Shuri. What group? So far, the group's just vanished. We got Mariah
I know,
Carey
but
here
like
now.
he's a she is his client technically, employee.
but don't you see, Shiroi? Her friends are totally on board with it because they say it's a date. It's like, yo, girl, and oh god, this scene. So he invites her to his crib. And
this is a really iffy power dynamic issue.
It's about to get worse.
Oh, he's not gonna spike her, is he?
No, he's going to seduce her.
And then spike her.
But wait till you
it's like,
see. But guys, wait till you see how he seduces her.
It depends, Shiro. It depends, Shiro. It seems to always work out in when this happens in my pornos. It usually works out.
Oh god.
So
tell me, Pedro.
But pornos are supposed to be weird.
Okay, so tell me, what do you consider instruments of seduction?
The saxophone, or some would call it the saxophone.
Of course.
Chocolate, if you're referring to instruments
Quincy
in the
Jones.
loosest sense.
Well, why are you bringing up Quincy fucking Jones in this?
Okay.
Because he too is a music producer.
Well, I get that, but
Oh god.
hold
So
on.
he's
Let me
going
check.
he's going to seduce her with, I kid you not, the marimbas.
What?
Yes, he is going to play Mariah flipping Carey into bed by playing the xylophone. Oh, sorry, the marimbas.
You know what? He's got some balls.
This is stupid.
Look
Like,
at her awkward face right there.
Huh. Interesting.
and believe it or not, no, that gets her turned on. Like, we now go for a annoyingly slow motion
kiss.
edited kiss to the bed.
Okay, I wasn't aware that there was another Quincy Jones. Interesting. Basically, I'm not familiar with the Quincy Jones, the music producer. I'm actually familiar with Quincy Jones, the TV producer. You guys probably know him.
Oh, you didn't know about
You don't know about the music producer?
Yeah, I actually knew more about the
Shiroi.
music producer.
Shiro, that's the thing. When it comes to music, especially any music past the 80s, I'm mostly an uncultured swine. But
Well, that's the thing. I think Quincy Jones was even a thing before the 80s.
well,
If I recall correctly,
Although I guess it's like me with movies. With movies, I'd also say I'm an uncultured swine.
Actually, if I recall correctly,
Anyway.
Quincy Jones was the guy with whom Michael Jackson made some of his greatest hits.
As for Quincy Jones, the TV producer, you guys probably know him better as the TV producer of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Pedro, I think that's the same guy.
Yeah, that's the same
it's-
guy.
Oh, it's the same guy? Oh, so he was both a TV and a music producer?
Oh yeah, Quincy Jones was big news.
And at the time of recording this, he's still alive. He's 89.
Yeah.
Interesting, because let me see.
Like, I don't know how much he does these days in terms of any kind of producing, but you still see him around in like TV and stuff.
So
Because he produced two of my favorite TV shows from the 90s, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Matt TV.
oh yeah, Quincy Jones is all that in a bag of chips. But yeah, there you go. Mariah was played into bed by the marimbas with her producer. Truly,
Well, at least I got
the
one-
greatest way to start
well,
a
at least I got
romance.
one thing out of it. Well, at least I got one thing out of this movie now.
Getting to bed Mariah Carey.
No, I learned more about Quincy.
Ah, yes.
Gotta take what you can get.
Yep. Oh,
Is this even really a movie? It just seems like it just. I don't know. It just seems like 100 odd minutes of watch Mariah Carey sing.
This movie doesn't have a plot. Like it has, it occasionally introduces plot threads, and so far, I guess to their credit, this plot thread about the romance is the one that has stuck around the longest so far. But
oh, here's the song Loverboy. Again, in story, this song is supposedly a big hit. But like I said, in real life, it was considered Mariah Carey's worst single at that point. By fans and critics alike.
okay.
Like, it is just amazingly ironic. The song that's praised in story gets absolutely railed IRL.
I also can't help but feel a bit of self-indulgence coming out of this because Mariah Carey made an entire movie about how she's a famous singer that everybody loves.
Let me put it like
So,
this. When the movie doesn't want you to feel sad and sorry for Billy, the movie wants you to recognize how awesome and talented Billy is.
Question, like, is this a movie Mariah herself pitched, or did somebody go to her? Like, how did this play out?
From what I understand, this was part of her ploy to try and get into the world of acting. That said, I'm not entirely sure if somebody came to her with this or she came to Hollywood with it.
Because I've been thinking, like, I've been thinking pretty much the same thing as Pedro for a little bit.
Oh, there you go. There's some fan service for those who care, I guess. I don't know.
The glitter! Oh, guys, look, it's glitter! That's the name of the movie!
Guys, the glitter's everywhere. We can't stop it.
Yay. Okay, to be fair, that's pretty much how music producers who exploit their stars are.
So yeah, you know what? Here's an interesting plot point. Mariah possibly having to deal with the ramifications of being treated like just a piece of meat, and don't worry, this will go nowhere. But wait, hold on, here's another plot point about her losing her friends out of the act.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where the hell did they go?
A very specific messed up vision.
The major director. So 1983. So who was directing music videos at the time? Dwebs, remind me.
Hmm?
Did Tarantino direct any music videos before he went on to full-blown cinema?
Let me see.
It might be him. It might be maybe the. I mean, Snyder wasn't doing anything at this point, if I remember correctly.
Can't seem to tell. Let me see. No, not really. I mean, any films he did before Reservoir Dogs was My Best Friend's Birthday and Past Midnight.
Now, surely maybe this will be the plot. Billy now being taken up with the new life of stardom, about letting it get to her head, but realizing that it's not all that it's cracked up to be.
Carey looks. I was talking about it earlier, Shiro. Mariah Carey right now looks like a certain porn star that I know right now. The way she's with her makeup right now.
There, I swear he looks familiar.
So,
Also, lady, breathe. Breathe during your sentences.
This is why I don't get. This is why I don't get what's the appeal of makeup. It just makes women all look like Barbie dolls. It's just like.
There are
They're
different
not
styles
to
of
it.
makeup.
I'm sorry, Shiwa. I just don't see the appeal.
I
don't see
mean,
it.
okay, look.
Well, you don't have to.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's okay.
Honestly, I can get how some people feel like they look cooler in makeup, and sometimes you do need makeup in stage theater and whatnot, so... And here's another plot point. Dice kind of becoming a bit possessive of her and calling shots for her. Yeah, let's just let him call the shots on this one.
Well, I mean, okay, I see where they're going with this with him, but in this particular instance, she wasn't happy about it either.
True,
So,
yeah. Okay, and you know what? For that one, he's fine.
but the rest of it, it's just gonna snowball.
We'll see. But hey, maybe we should
It's
deal with...
interesting.
But hey, maybe we should deal with that plot point about her friends being kicked off the shoot.
It's not me. It's you, girls. Wait, that didn't come out right.
Is that Rainbow from Blackish?
I'm still waiting for someone to make the joke in a sitcom or something of like, look, we need to break up. It's not me. It's you.
And there you go, problem solved.
Okay,
They're friends, and we
okay.
even got a clothing montage.
Okay, Mr. Editor, can you please keep your finger off the fast forward button?
Oh, God.
No, but the interesting thing about that topic show is that Vanessa doesn't mind it either way. She's fine with it, but she does say that me preferring her natural. Said, well, then I don't have to. Then I guess less work on her end. She says.
I don't even wear makeup.
Oh, God.
Wow, Pedro, even he's saying it.
It's just like, I'm sorry, I just don't see the appeal. I'm a huge appreciator of natural beauty.
Now, Dice, the tactful thing to do would be to respect her wishes in some regards, and oh yeah, this plot point. He still needs to pay him his $100,000 that he promised.
He hadn't done that yet? I thought that was, like, done at the start.
Nope, he hasn't. For a very, very, very stupid plot point.
What are you
have
doing
to-
here, T? I love how he says even, what are you doing here, T? It's like the actor's like, Terrence, what are you doing in this movie? Exactly. Like, he said T, as in Terrence. So
Yeah.
And look, Silk still can't sing. I really do have to wonder, what does Timothy here see in that girl? Or, God, what is that girl doing to him to get him to want to keep her on board?
What?
Oh,
Weird
this
topic
bit.
to bring up.
What?
What?
You were the one who made the deal!
That string of dialogue made no sense.
Basically, he's
Like,
not
what
paying
the
him.
fuck?
He's not paying him because he says it was a crap deal and he knew it, except Dice was the one who made the deal! He's not
Okay, so
paying
let me
him!
So let me break this down. He says that he's gonna do it because he needs the money. His response is, "Are you hungry?" Because I saw a bullshit deal on the. It's just like, look, guys, Mr. Scriptwriter, you have to have each of your sentences lead to the other. Okay.
I suppose the idea was that he was saying, "Oh, well, if you're still flush with cash, you don't really need mine." And look, she got him a Yamaha piano.
Yeah, this was back in the 80s where synthesized music was starting to take off.
Fair enough, but again, there's not really much reference made to the 80s. This could easily have taken place in the 90s.
That's the thing, Joe, but this is the first proper 80s accurate thing that the movie has done so far.
Aside from referencing
Yeah.
a Superman movie.
And
and that too,
that
yeah.
scene at that nightclub where the audience were dressed, where the party goers were dressed more accurately than the main cast.
See, the thing about this, Joe, is that it makes more sense to have an 80s reference like this because this is a movie where music is a big thing. So, which is why I'm so confused at the Superman 2 reference because it seems out of place in a movie like this.
I mean, this was 1983. Superman 3 was out at this point.
Well, I'm gonna give him credit. I think it was probably a good idea not to reference Superman 3, because...
No, because Superman 3 is absolute painful. Me and Dwebs actually prefer 4 over it, because
Let me put it
3
this.
is just painful to sit through.
I
Oh
consider
my
4 a worse movie, but I do consider it easier to sit through than 3.
Well, I mean, I can give 4 some slack because its director was promised a bigger budget than what he actually got.
And you know, at least that one got Gene Hackman.
Not just that, Joe,
Yeah.
but like Superman 4 can be enjoyed
Oh
ironically.
my god,
like, if
she
you
still
watch it-
has
if-
the
if-
same cat from before. How old is that thing?
Wait, how the hell is that cat still alive?
Shiroi,
Oh,
you,
no, okay. Alright, so my chance. Hold on, sure. My chance to say it. Sounds like the cat's still alive there, Shiroi.
I mean, okay, question.
Yeah?
How old is she supposed to be here? Like early 20s? Kind of.
Yeah,
I'm
I
guessing
think so.
she's at least a grown-up, and given that remember, she was a kid when she left with that cat, so...
Yeah, she was a kid, but she was, like, I'm gonna say she was around about 10, 11 years old. Maybe a little older than that. Like, and the cat looked young. Like, it's pretty reasonable to assume that cat would still be alive, but probably not for much longer.
And that's
So
the
it's
thing,
more,
the
I think it's more
cat...
so, Shiroi, that the cat looks the same, though. It looks like it hasn't aged a single day.
They should have brought in another cat then that looked older.
At least feed it so it gets fat.
I know, right? Otherwise, that cat must be old and rickety. It's hanging
Make that
in
cat
there.
chunky.
Either that, or
We
that has to be
demand.
one of the, either that, or that cat is one of the most historic.
Remember, Shiroi, that's what they did. That's what Shinkai did in
Oh,
Weathering
guys,
with You.
guys, we got another plot point. Billy's trying to now find her mother. Remember how her mother said that when she was able to, she'd go and find her? Apparently, she never did. Why could that be, I wonder?
Let me guess. It's like what Shiori theorized earlier. The mom's just out of the picture, but then when she hears her daughter's filthy rich, she's like, "Oh, wow, I'm so happy to see you."
Or again, the mother's dead, but Jova said it's actually worse.
You'll see. But yes, here's another plot. No, hey, you guys wanted a plot? Well, if we throw in all these different plot points that either we'll forget about or wrap up quickly, that counts too, right?
Where is the plot? I can't find it.
This is the quantum of solace of musicals.
How sad is it
Okay,
how sad is it that A Fade to Black is probably the best transition we've done in this movie?
She has a Betty Boop notebook. I wish I was watching one of the earlier
Oh,
shorts.
she misses her mother.
Wait, hang on, that's the thing. Hang on, the film hasn't even mentioned her mom ever since the split, and yet
But guys, she has pictures. Pictures. This is not
Your mom
tug
was
at your heartstrings.
your mom was a cow. You're better off without her.
Your
Yeah.
mom literally set the house on fire. But she misses her so
Yeah.
much that it inspires her to write a song.
Brought
But
you
yeah.
to a bar that you were not old enough to go in while she was drinking at work.
Literally on
But yeah.
stage.
Yeah. But remember, Shiroi, in Weathering with You, after the 3-year time skip near the end, the Suda's cat gets fat.
Yeah.
So,
Doesn't inspiration for song just... Okay, look, to be fair, a lot of big artists can draw inspiration from even some of the most weirdest of bouts
sure.
here. So, you know what? This in and of itself wouldn't be too bad. It's just that this is so bone-dead cliched and sappy. And again, this movie seems to take some cues from the same school of writing that Beyond Two Souls did. How do we get people to like our character? Either have her be oh so awesome, or have her be oh so sad and have the world against her that the audience has no choice but to sympathize with her.
come on.
But the world
forgot-
isn't against her at all.
You forgot the other major trick. Make everybody around her an asshole. So you have no choice but to like her.
I mean, a lot of that hasn't happened yet in this movie, to be fair.
Does I think it Mariah Carey? Carey did take piano lessons when she was 6.
Mm-hmm.
Although she can't read music off the sheet. I mean, fair enough. I mean, I don't even call myself a pianist. I don't even know what the notes are.
Let me put it this way, Jova. From the earlier point, you can get with a bunch of friends, get drunk, and watch Superman 4 and have a blast. Superman 3 is just pain.
Hey, there's
It's
literally a scene
pain.
where Superman gets drunk. There's a scene where Richard Pryor gets drunk.
And that's the thing, Jova. Richard Pryor is so horribly unfunny in that movie.
Which is
It's
weird.
baffling.
He is a literal big time comedian, and they made him
Yeah, he is.
unfunny for that. And oh god, here's another stupid transition.
I want to get off this ride.
Oh, now
and
back to
that-
the scene
and that-
about her looking her.
And that shot with the taxis looked like at the beginning of TMNT 89.
Okay, guys, this is the part of the movie where you gotta try and keep track of the plots, because this is where all the plots start to intertwine, interrupt each other, or come in happening like this or that.
Oh my
What
god!
plots?
It's Swan Princess 6.
Basically, Shuri, this is the plot about her trying to find her mother. But the records are apparently
My god, it's
incomplete.
another parallel to Swan Princess 6. Oh.
Oh, that's convenient. Totally not a way to extend out looking for her mother, we swear.
Why? Okay, so let me get this straight. You're like in your 20s at this point, and only now you've decided to try to see where your mother is?
Because we needed the movie to have a point. And also for me to cry more. Or I think I'm supposed to be crying. Yeah, for someone with amazing vocal range, Mariah Carey does not exactly have the best acting range.
She's not as terrible as I thought she'd be, though. She's okay.
Yeah,
And
she's not the worst singer transition to an actor I've ever seen.
Like she's trying. It's just that like you can tell that she can't really emote properly. Like she's trying to cry, but and look sad, but she can't really do it. Okay. I love how only the guy at the left is the only one who has an 80s haircut.
Yeah, everyone
seriously.
else looks, again, not fitting with the times. Were they even trying?
Shiroi, look at all these people. One of these people is not like the other.
He looks like he's wearing a heckin' school jacket and like tie and
Yeah, that's what I said to you. He actually looks like an 80s character. He looks horribly out of place in this scene because nobody else is wearing
I mean,
80s
the
shit.
guy on the left, I guess his hairstyle is kind of 80s enough.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's the
Yeah,
one you guys
that's
were
what we're
talking
talking about.
That's why he looks so out of place. He's the only one who actually looks like a person from the 80s. You see, Mariah, haven't you seen the first Terminator? Back in the 80s, women had terrible, terrible hair.
Yeah,
Like,
your hair is.
seriously,
Back in the 80s, everyone had terrible hair.
That's the thing.
I know, but
her
Yeah,
hair is.
why do you think that was the only decade where you saw people wear a mullet in public?
You see, guys, this is how you can tell Mariah's gonna be a big star, because she's one of the few women in the 80s who apparently had good hair.
I talk about like I'm talking about hairstyles here, right, specifically, like because holy crap, if you watch 80s movies, you see some hairstyles that are just ridiculous.
And again, that's just...
Also, Dwibs, a mullet can work. It just needs to be done by the right person.
Yeah, Superman had a mullet, and that worked out.
I guess.
But yeah, that does bring us again to one of the big problems of this movie. For something that's supposedly taking place in the 80s, it looks, sounds, and again dresses overall like the 90s. Why not have it set in the 90s? And again, you'd have an easy out. The 90s was when Mariah had her big break. And apparently this movie was supposed to be a bit more autobiographical, but apparently they chose not to. Also... Yes?
No, never mind. I'll ask after we're done. Go on.
It's just... It keeps going with the anachronistic stew. Like, it's not as bad as Book of Henry, but when you're comparing something to Book of Henry, you know you're in trouble.
I will say this: I find Book of Henry more fun to watch just because of how insane it is. This movie is just kind of like it's not like it does like I'm not annoyed by it. I'm not bored by it either. I'm just kind of passively watching it. I'm just like whatever. Like it's a movie that just like leaves you sitting there and you're like well okay, and then the movie's over. Also, his shirt says tax in big. Oh no, taxi.
You know, Pedro, I would agree with you if the rest of the movie didn't exist. Because, no, remember.
I'm sure shit's gonna hit the fan. I'm talking about so far.
Well, we did have quite a bit to talk about up to this point, let's not forget.
Sure, it's just that, I don't know, like, so far, to me, it's just a movie that I'm just like, this is kind of what I like to describe as a film fart. It happens, it's somewhat unpleasant, but you forget about it immediately after you finish watching it.
Okay, I wanted to bring up, since I burped, I wanted to bring something up.
Go on.
The last scene where the guy was like, oh, come on, this is the 80s. I'm like, really? I couldn't tell. Made me think 80s is a bloody keyboard.
It's a story with the 80s, guys, we swear.
The only way this could be less like the 80s is if, I don't know, as if synth music isn't a thing at all in this film.
Also, I think I saw this actress somewhere.
Probably in a better movie.
Yeah, probably. I'll see who she is.
I gotta say, though, it feels really weird listening to Mariah Carey in the 80s.
I know, right? Her music
Again,
isn't even really
just
fitted for the 80s. It's 90s affair.
See, you see, 8 Mile works because 8 Mile actually took place in the proper time period. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing. I think, not sure if this is the song that started off her career, but one of her most popular songs was All I Want for Christmas Is You, and that was in 1994.
Mm-hmm.
you know what?
Oh, God.
Jova,
Yes?
Is that the movie?
I'm trying to exhaust all options here. Is the producer sleeping with her mother?
Sorry, which producer?
Mariah's producer.
Yeah,
Like,
the
is
one
he
that-
sleeping with her mother?
That would be incredibly stupid, Shuri. I'm not going to answer your question because I'm going to leave it as a surprise. But for now, just know he is sleeping with Mariah. My god, how weird is it that the guy is actually dressed like he's from the 80s looks out of place at this thing? Totally.
Totally.
Oh, goody. Now it's time for the movie to get uncomfortable.
Oh, goody.
Wow, dude.
Okay.
Oh, now let me guess. It's gonna be a scene where he whacks her around.
Oh god, this bit. Insecure much? I'm sorry. He's going to her about being properly dressed. Just to recap, at the party, he was literally wearing an outfit with no shirt underneath. Bare chest exposed and everything, and he's going at her about being properly dressed?
So, okay. So, I guess they're trying to the whole, success has gotten to his head and he's gone and shit like that. And he's so off the deep end at this point, but it just comes out of nowhere because there was zero build up to this.
That, and he's also possessive.
And he's jealous because he's not recognized for his genius and all that.
Oh, here's the bit where she betrays her friends. Okay.
Twice! This is the second time we've had a supposed friends breaking up bit.
They're not. These people are not very good friends.
Okay,
It's a good. It's a good thing the movie didn't do a good job in fleshing out their relationship. That way, we experience no tension.
But guys, they've been
I love watching.
But guys, they've
Go
been
on.
friends since the orphanage.
Yeah, we didn't see any of that shit.
And
Don't you
my
just
cat
love it?
that doesn't age.
Yeah, that too.
Don't you just love it, guys, when you're watching drama in a movie and you experience absolutely no tension whatsoever?
But
wonderful.
guys,
Yeah,
awesome.
I know,
Awesome.
right?
maybe he can make things better by apologizing.
It's like I'm watching a less funny version of The Room.
Oh god, now we're going into the abusive relationship thing, aren't we?
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'll do better next time, I promise.
So that's why this movie got a 6. It's cliche and uncomfortable.
It gets worse. Oh dear God, does it get worse?
Yeah,
Dude needs a slap around the mouth.
I was asking earlier, is he gonna slap her about? Oh.
Sorry, Billy, that's not your mother. She thought it may have been her mother at first. Yes, we're still pursuing
Billy?
that cliche plot point about
You
her
know,
looking for her mother.
considering her mom's really, really shitty decision making, I'm surprised that's not her mom.
The lyrics. Dear God, it's all so tragic.
I know, right?
Is this Brother Bear now?
Yeah, I was going to say, is this Mariah Carey trying to be Phil Collins?
Everywhere I turn, I hurt someone.
Oh boy,
There
it's
is
this scene. Late Night Live? That's totally not Saturday Night Live.
They can't say the actual name. They'd have to pay people.
Okay, guys, and here we're about to get a scene where Terrence Howard is supposed to act threatening.
Well, Terrence Howard is the best actor in this movie, so...
Oh god, they've even got the serious music.
I rang the doorbell and I was let in.
Movie, you gonna answer how we got in? No?
That's your question.
Okay.
You just answered my question with a question.
He still has not paid the money. Like, I'm sure that they've made enough money at this point. Dice is just being a jackass.
So basically, if I understood correctly, where's my fucking money, Mariah? Where's my fucking money?
Yeah, I was just to say, this is like The Room, only without the so bad is good factor.
So, here's something that Todd in the Shadows pointed out in his review. Why don't you just sue them? Why do you need to do this whole stereotypical threatening and stuff? Just sue
Yeah, and you could
Dice.
easily sue them because you would have had a contract with those girls.
And that's
It's like...
And it's too late for him to sue. It's too late for him to sue now, because even if he does take the case to court, all Carey's character has to say is that man came to my house and intimidated me, and bam, I just show the evidence, and bam, case over.
That's the thing. Up until this scene, legit, you should be siding with Timothy, but no, the movie wants you to side with Dice. You know, the guy who literally ripped him off.
Well, Dice, the possessive jackass.
Oh god, yes. The movie actually does want you to root for Dice Event. Actually, no, even at this point, it wants you to root for him.
I mean, there is possessive, but you have a very weird definition of screaming.
Now, the rational thing to do would be to call the police, but I'm guessing that isn't what you're about to do.
Sure,
Let me guess,
Roy, are you a psychic? And
Let me guess, he's gonna murder him.
Or try to.
as the song points
They're even
out.
singing a song about not losing your head, and he's assaulting him. Oh, with really
Well, now you're
terrible-
both going to jail.
Okay, you are the fastest police ever.
Actually, that's... Actually, no, it's more like Timothy's got to go to the hospital. Dice is the one going to jail. Because, you know, Dice didn't report this to the police, so as far as they know, he is literally just assaulting an innocent man.
Oh look, a better movie than this one. I'm in prison.
Yeah, I'm in jail.
Okay, well now I'm not.
And now she has to literally bail him out
wait.
and dealing with the paparazzi because of it.
How much is that bail?
Who knows?
She can afford it.
Yeah. And mind you, the movie does indeed, by the end, want you to root for Dice, as you'll see.
I'm not
Okay,
gonna.
I mean, okay. To be fair, in this particular instance, a man came to their home and intimidated her. What else was? Because yeah, he's not in the right frame of mind. But a man just came round and intimidated his girlfriend.
Like Shiroi pointed out, though, he could have called the police!
That at the same time, as I was going to continue, there are much better ways and ways that will probably keep you out of jail to handle this.
Oh, I was just trying to protect you, that's why I nearly killed a man.
Entourage, you kind of split them apart.
Also, like, if it wasn't for her, your ass would be in prison.
Yeah, he really does not have a leg to stand up on. But he keeps going. Well, there was a slap, but he wasn't the one who hit her. Though he looked like he was gonna, so, yeah, I think we're done here.
I mean, I did say earlier he deserves a slap around the mouth.
Oh my god, that cat!
The cat is alive!
Jesus. That's got to be the greatest cat in history.
I
Maybe
know.
it's a plush of the cat. I don't
Even
know.
the top cat.
Oh no, it moves. It's alive. Jesus, what the fuck?
I know, it's alive and spry still after all these years.
Is this a multiverse of madness situation? It's being possessed by something else.
Probably. I don't know, Shiro. The cat looks bored as crap to be in the movie, though.
Now,
The cat does not deserve this.
And again, cats are almost always bored.
So, you know, with any sensible movie, that would be that for the relationship. And now she has to go back to her friends. Wow! Huh! That didn't take long.
And the friends are like,
Go away.
That cat's
That was
face,
easy.
like...
Damn, you're easily forgiving.
wow, the cat fell asleep in between shots. Like, what the fuck was that?
How long were they standing there?
I don't know. And yet the movie will try and portray it like a sad thing that she broke up with Dice.
Yeah, from this shot, she looks so much like Carmen Luvana. The fuck? Carmen Luvana is the porn actress. She looks so much like her from that in that shot. Like, what the fuck? That's just like...
Oh, and of course he's the one playing the sad piano.
All while smoking and writing.
He's gonna sing outside her house, isn't he?
Oh, sure, even worse and dumber. Believe it or not, this movie still has some dumb bits to pull out. And enough with these transitions, movie. Also, that was literally a shot of the Twin Towers there. Yikes.
To be fair, this was just poor timing on their part.
Yeah, poor timing. I mean, granted, the whole 9/11 album thing, yeah, you know, that's just poor timing. So the other producers, because yeah, she works with these other producers, managed to get her the time to work with this guy who she's a big fan of. The guy that Dice got all jealous and possessive over. And you know what's sad? They immediately have better chemistry than she and Dice ever did throughout the entire movie. So to be fair, they're vocalizing. That's like, you know, the blueprinting for a song and all that. So if it's a bit generic sounding, fair enough. Most songs start off like that, to my knowledge. You know, I get the feeling like there was supposed to be a montage scene here, but they forgot to shoot bits for it, so let's just watch the camera slowly move from one side of the room to the other. It's like they give up all the more the closer we get to the end. So yeah, she seems to be doing a lot better now that she's broken up from Dice. And of course, he's sad in his apartment. Oh god, this scene. Oh, I think it's this scene. Is she seriously calling him? Why are you calling that jack-off? Like, unless she left her keys there is no good reason for any of this. So, Shiroi,
Yep.
you've done a pretty good job at trying to call things that are done with this movie, but can you guess how these two will connect?
Is he going to be the one to track down her mother?
That's not how they connect. But I'm not going to say that you're wrong either.
They write a song telepathically that matches.
Yep! Melody for Billy. Yes, they somehow telepathically are going to write a song, and this shows that they're truly meant for each other. You know, despite everything. How even? Pedro, you're a married man. Do you and Vanessa simultaneously think up music songs even though when you're miles apart from each other?
Yeah, is this a straight people thing like Aurora Borealis is for gay people?
No. Remember, Shiro, it also works for straight people.
That's true, yes. But do you also like make music? Is that a thing?
Actually, Shiro, remember, Alex is bi either way, meaning maybe since she's bi, it works because she's there, even though Ryan is straight, now that I think about it. So maybe it is an LGBT thing.
I'm guessing this doesn't happen between you and Alice, Shiroi.
Oh,
No, again, Aurora Borealis.
No, it happens, Shiro. It's just remember, Shiro. Only Alex can see the auras, so you can. It happens every time you kiss, Shiro. It's just that you don't see it because you don't have that power.
Seriously though, this is stupid.
The only reason I was able to get to guess this at all is because it is an actual thing where two songs are deliberately made to come together to make one song.
Maniac.
That's for
she's
sure.
like she's never danced. Yeah.
This song sounds awful.
And she's never danced like she's never danced before.
It's almost as it sounds as bad as "Rumor Has It" by Adele. Yeah, I said it.
This happens, right? You walk down the street and you're sad, and a sad piano plays in the background. Which, again, why are you so sad? You're doing better now that you split off from Dice, who really should have stopped being a thing in the movie after the whole breakup for your thing, but...
Hey, he's a terrible person.
At best, you can say he helped get you your big break, which arguably you might have been able to do without him anyway.
So the composer of this movie is Terence Blanchard, a trumpeter and composer who normally works with Spike Lee.
So what does she do? She goes into his apartment, which, given that she doesn't live there anymore, this is technically trespassing, but whatever. She decides to go to his apartment. But she's in for a surprise.
Basically, he's done the scores for films like Black KK Klansman. Seen that film?
No, I've heard it's good, though.
I mean, I don't think I remember seeing a lot of Spike Lee movies, if any at all.
Oh, and look, there she finds the song that they somehow inexplicably telepathically wrote together. Oh, don't you remember all the great times this couple had, guys? About how he treated her like his own possession and how he nearly ruined her reputation on several accounts? I'm starting to realize there's a problem here. Oh wait, no, I knew it already. But yeah, she finds the song that they wrote. Oh, it's moving her to tears. At least I think that's what
Watches.
Mariah's going for there. Aw, he got a ticket for her show. That totally doesn't mean he's stalking her. It means that it's love. But mind you, instead of, staying behind to go greet him back at his apartment, instead she'll just leave a cryptic note that says that she broke into his apartment.
I was gonna say, hey, I broke into your house.
Complete with a kiss mark and everything. Like... Okay. Normally, when a girl would do that with me, I would consider calling the cops, but... Oh, maybe I've been doing the whole love thing wrong.
Clearly.
Oh, and look, he just misses her.
Is this all I had to do?
What? Yes, Stribs, you just have to telepathically write a song with a girl and she'll fall head over heels for you.
No wonder I haven't got a girlfriend yet.
It's like you wake up on Christmas and you find that the sheet music has a kiss mark on it.
Yeah, of course. That's the
The
secret.
girlfriend's been.
That's the secret. No wonder me and Jove are single.
So now he's off to go and
What expression was that?
So now he's off to go and reunite with her.
Let me guess. He dies.
He's gonna get beat up by the
Hey,
guy who
there's
he tried to
Timothy.
beat up. Yep, yeah, I was right.
Yeah, he's gonna get beat up and killed as revenge.
Still haven't paid me. You literally beat me nearly to death.
Like, you could just go to the police. Oh,
Ah, I called it.
Well, he wasn't beaten up by him, but he was killed.
Wow. He didn't even have the balls to show him, to show any drop of blood.
We
like,
gotta
you didn't even hear the gun go off.
Hey, we gotta keep this kid friendly, guys.
Even so, I called it. He was gonna kill him.
Yeah, kid friendly in a movie with abusive relationships. That makes sense.
Yeah.
A man may have just been murdered. Turn on the TV for this.
Oh, so he's not even critically injured. He's actually dead.
Yep.
Well, I mean, he got shot in the heart, so.
And you're to blame?
To blame. Yeah.
I didn't shoot him.
And mind you, after this, Timothy never shows up in the movie again. So,
Did he get arrested?
nope. Like the news said, no suspects were found. So
Hit and run.
Timothy gets away with this.
So that's why. And then he went on to move to California and became best buddies with a
God.
genius billionaire playboy philanthropist inventor.
But here we go. The big one that made a lot of people go F you to this movie. Because, the show must go on. But that's not what gets people mad. No, it's what Mariah, or Billy, has to say before her big performance.
Oh.
Let me guess. I didn't like that guy anyway.
Wait, you think people would hate that if she said it? Because, no, he was terrible. No. I'm just gonna let you wait and see.
This will be good. Okay, to be fair...
I'm retiring. There is no show. But yes, Whoops.
Yeah, goodbye. Okay, to be fair, someone performing the same day a loved one of theirs died isn't uncommon. I think this happened back in 2020 in real life.
With Mariah herself, when her mother died. Huh.
Oh,
So reality
yikes.
ended up emulating art there. Oh boy, here we go.
How bad could it be?
Ah!
Granted.
What does that got to do with anything?
She is suggesting that she took Dice for granted and she should have stayed with him.
No, he
Because
was abusive!
that's what this movie was building up to, folks. Glorifying an abusive and possessive lover. Screw this.
And allow me to remind you, Shiroi, Mariah Carey is the producer of this project. She's a so it's not like
Starting to
she
see
didn't
why
have any
she
say
kind of starting to see why she doesn't like this movie being mentioned.
Also, Jova, you know what I said during the first third about, oh, this isn't as bad as I expected? I'd take it back.
Yeah.
Okay, so, to clarify the whole life imitates art, the example I was referring to in 2020 was referring to Celine Dion, who did a concert the same day her mother died.
Huh. It's interesting. I don't think it was the exact same day for
The
Mariah.
pre-pandemic part of 2020, I should stress.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure if it was the exact same day, but this sort of ended up happening with Mariah Carey herself in 2020, when she had to do a performance close to when her mother died, at the age of 92, mind you, or 93.
Well, at least it's almost over.
So, yeah. Starting to see now what I meant. This is a movie that is suggesting you shouldn't take anybody for granted. No matter how terrible that person is to you, it turns out you're really in love and they may be gone.
The thing is, what she said, like, I understand what she's saying, and that particular saying is common enough and isn't bad in and of itself, but Mariah, you generally don't apply it to abusers.
But Dice, don't you see? They were gonna get back together, but now Dice is dead and she... Honestly, is she blaming herself for not being there? Like... Or just not appreciating Dice when she had him? Again, yes, Dice may have gotten her some fame, but he got to a point where he was legit holding her back. Like... No, this is a yikes. A big, fat yikes.
I can understand why she doesn't want people bringing up this movie.
Yeah, like, The Bodyguard this ain't.
Hey, Mariah, you have some glitter on your face.
And your dress.
Why did you say that name? Why did you say glitter?
Like, but it you do have it on
I
your
never
face,
want that
on
movie
your-
mentioned again in my presence. Out!
But I didn't.
Out of this house.
Yeah, it'd be like meeting with Will Smith.
Oh.
You're in conversation with him, and he's like, Will Smith, you know, Will, if you ever thought what life would be like after Earth has been, what?
Oh,
Why are you looking at me like that for?
but guys, look. Dice left her a letter and a rose.
That's honestly, Dwibs, that's not where I thought you
Oh.
were going
Hey,
with that
Shiroi.
joke.
Shiroi, guess about what you called earlier. So, Dice
Where you
left...
thought I'd be going would be too easy.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, isn't it beautiful? He wrote such a romantic letter for her.
So which bit did I call? Is it about the mother?
Yep. So what's Billy going to do? What's the... Your mother's been clean and sober for all this time. I'll get to that later. But yes, Dice is the one to inform her that social services finally found her mother. Hope to see...
I hate that.
Yeah.
Because now she's gonna feel like she's indebted to him, probably, and this is garbage.
And you know what's worse? She has her limo driver dead ass in the middle of the night suddenly go, "Driver, take us to Maryland," all the way from New York.
He's getting paid by the hour. I'm sure he's gonna do it.
Ma'am, you've been driving for hours. I'd like to see my family again. You didn't tell me we'd be driving this far.
Yeah, Jove, I was gonna ask, like, what's the distance between those two places in America?
At least, let's see, from where I live, about an 8 to 7 hour drive.
Yikes!
It's morning now. It was night when they were driving. So,
I hope she tips him.
So, you remember how her mother said that when she was fine, she'd find her? Well, her mother's been clean and sober for some time, and she just decided, I'ma live out in the woods. Not get my daughter or anything. Like, why? Did they forget what she said earlier in the script?
Why is she waiting for her there? Like, did she call or something?
We don't know.
Maybe she noticed that there was a heckin' limo outside her house.
But yeah.
A limo? She's rich!
Hey, I've been looking all over for you, Billy.
Why'd you call me Mariah?
No particular reason. Come give your mama a hug.
Miss Billy, do I get to come out of the car now?
No. I'm having a touching moment with my mother, driver.
My legs hurt. I need them to stretch.
And besides, Mom, she's clearly doing this just to get at your money.
Actually, no. She had to go out of her way to find her mother, actually. Like, her mother never came to her looking for money. Why? I don't know. In fact, again, her mother promised she would go and find her, but that promise got broken, so I don't know what's happening.
And she's still not crying.
But don't worry, guys, it's okay, because the true moral of the movie is family.
It's all about family.
Don't you see? You always stick with family no matter what they do to you, even if they nearly kill you in a house getting burnt down. Hey, Mom, I was in a terrible relationship with a guy who was terrible to me, but I love him still because he left a letter and telepathically wrote a note with me, and yeah, since he died, I will forever feel indebted with him. Empowering!
Okay, I know that the movie is... Oh, it really ends like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
and the driver never got out of the car. Anyway, maybe the reason, because the movie obviously isn't going to tell us this, maybe the reason like her mother didn't look for her is because she thought, oh, maybe she would be better off without me, because yeah, I was terrible.
Like, maybe. Except
I'm trying to guess here. This movie's not giving me anything.
We never get to figure out, like, why are they in the movie right there and then? We don't even, like, hear the reasoning with the mother or whatnot, but it's just, they hug. Mariah tries to look like she's crying. Bless her heart, she's trying with this acting, but not really succeeding, and that's it. The movie just ends. To leave the audience confused as all heck as to what they just witnessed.
Alright, can I go first?
Go on, dude.
Okay, the positives of Glitter.
Go on.
Mariah Carey is not the worst singer-cum actress I've ever seen. It's
not so much a good thing as much as a lack of a bad thing.
It's more like a bout of, hey, you managed to get above the bar of normally terrible transitions in that regard.
Yeah. This doesn't come off... Okay. Aside from all the music in this movie being Mariah Carey songs, this at least doesn't come off as big a vanity project as The Wiz did for Whitney Houston from the sounds of it.
No. That was Diana Ross for The Wiz.
Okay, Diana Ross. Was Whitney Houston in the movie?
Yes, the Bodyguard. That movie was actually good. Like I said, Whitney Houston was part of the inspiration for Mariah Carey trying it, because Whitney Houston is definitely one of the best bouts of a musical actor also getting into the film acting.
Yeah. And it's short. That's it.
Favors, I guess.
Yeah, that's it for the positives. The acting is pretty poor, even from normally really good actors like Terrence Howard. I don't even know if I can call this film a film because there's no story. I mean, what is the story? Mariah Carey hangs out with a jackass and he dies because he owed the guy money and he beat him up. That's not a film, that's a plot synopsis.
But don't you see, she also has some trouble with her friends, which gets fixed. Easily. Both times. Oh, but she also has the thing about her image, which is dealt with in, like, 5 minutes of screen time. Well, she also has...
Only real life necessity to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah. The songs... put it this way, I've heard better songs from Mariah Carey. Some of these are just either just kind of boring or, but what's call the points? They just sound awful. And the direction as well. Okay, I'm pretty sure that film with Tupac in it, that guy also directed. I'm pretty sure that film's not as poorly done as this. Like the shots are bland, and the transitions are horrible. Like they're either too slow or too fast. With all the quick cutting shit. And with all the slow-mo and speed up, I was like, did this all predict Die Another Day a year early? With that film's weird, randomly sped up and slowed down shots. The actual musical score is just kind of forgettable. And the moral at the end, always happily remember your abusive other half. Family is important. And don't have silly fallouts with your friends. Like, woo, great. So I could learn that lesson from any better movies. So, and to be honest, sometimes parts of this movie even came off as like a prototype of Gem and the Holograms of all the easily solved stuff.
Oh my god.
I'm just surprised there wasn't a MacGuffin quest.
Well, I mean, if you consider her mother a MacGuffin,
I was about to ask, does she count?
Jova, MacGuffins are more important to the story than her mother.
Ouch.
Oof. Well, hey.
Yeah. Since the beginning, she vanishes for most of the movie.
Look at the bright side. At least Shori's prediction about Dice also sleeping with her mother didn't turn out to be true.
Yeah, this is how I met your mother.
Oh god.
That might actually be worse than that season finale.
Oh.
Yeah. Plot. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, he wasn't actually talking to those kids. He was talking to this guy's dad off camera or something. Yeah. Although, truth be told, I would see a series like that. To be honest, if only to see the reactions from the characters and just how insane it sounds.
I wonder if that would get even better or worse reactions than the actual ending of How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, this movie sucks. I'm really glad Mariah stuck to what she knew best after this. And also the director too, because I've seen him in stuff like The Punisher, Daredevil. And he's a pretty good actor, so maybe acting's more his niche than directing. I mean, he has done TV stuff after this, I think. But that's about it. And well, yeah, that's about it. The film sucks, and it's probably going to be the worst musical we do of this bunch.
Well, that sucked. I didn't understand why it had a 6 before, but now I do.
Yep.
They introduce a bunch of plots that don't really go anywhere, and then they try to string them together at the end, and it's all in very you're going to have to just use your imagination with this. There's a glorification of abuse. The friends that kind of pop in and out when it's convenient for the plot.
The cat.
The songs weren't that great at all.
But the cat lived,
acting-
Joy. But the cat lived.
What are they
somehow.
injecting that poor cat with?
Lazarus Pit solution, probably.
The transitions, oof. Could probably give someone motion sickness with those. Plus, the general effects were weird. All the terrible filter during the past scene, and just the random slow-mo and the blurring of the backgrounds, just like being very trippy. Maybe that's what they meant when they said this was being set in the 80s. I don't know, but
How about the music?
I already said the songs weren't good. So, did I say the acting was okay-ish?
Yeah, there's
I've
that.
seen worse, and I've seen worse instances of singers trying to be actors. So, but still, like Dwib said, it's good that she went back to something she's really good at. No, I think that's it. This was this entire movie was just one big oof.
Yeah. Like, hell, I mean, to give her credit, like Dwibs mentioned, she even got to have a better acting bit in Precious. Granted, she didn't really test her luck after that, from what I recall. That it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Pedro.
Well, that was a movie, I guess. It barely has a well-structured story. It has plot threads, but plot threads are so poorly tied together, and some of them even go nowhere. It's just like, or are resolved too quickly. Like Jova said, it's just like, it's just a mishmash of stupid cliche tropes put together, and there you go. There's my movie. Like they will say, yeah, it's completely fucking tone deaf with its topics, and it's also, and the end thing is just mediocre. Like honestly, the movie is just kind of boring, to be honest with you. It's not bad enough to be funny, and it's not good enough to be enjoyable. It just sits in this horrible twilight middle ground of just being incredibly generically and clichéingly bad. So you're
funny.
just sitting there. Go on.
It's funny you mentioned Twilight, because just like Twilight, it romanticizes an abusive relationship.
Yeah, that was a thing, I guess. Honestly, it's just like, whatever. I'm just looking forward to doing 8 Mile after this. So, like, it's just go on, Jova, close us out.
Yeah, this movie is pretty terrible. Like, you could maybe chalk it up to being boring at some point, but no. Between the terrible transitions and editing, the lackluster acting, songs that really were not Mariah's best, and the terrible, terrible messages it places near the end of the movie. Oh, God, no. Oh, no. And, like, I do have to wonder, what was going through everyone's minds with this movie? Mariah has sung better. Precious shows that she can act better. And I know normally you could blame the director, but the director has worked with musical singers before. Like, what went wrong? I really do wonder, because this movie is a catastrophe. And it is no surprise it got the hate it did. And so, at best, it'll live in infamy. Otherwise, it will be mercifully forgotten to the ages, because Mariah Carey has certainly tried her best to make it forgotten. Not helped by the fact that some of it gets streamed here and there. And let's be honest, when Disney eventually can, they'll probably put this up on Disney Plus.
I mean, they have plenty of shitty movies from their own terrible Disney Channel stars that are now completely irrelevant and don't have a career anymore. So why not this?
And yeah, it's like Sherry said, this feels like a grown-up version of a dumb Disney Channel movie. I mean, I'd argue still worse, because we did get some good Disney Channel movies, like Sky High, or the Wizards of Waverly Place movie. But, like, no, this is the pits. Let it remain. Huh?
How was the Hannah Montana movie?
Oh, that's its own... Okay, look. The show, I actually think, is final row. The movie, though, let me put it like this. It's fine up until the ending really just,
It's the beds.
Yeah, let me put it like this. Originally, that movie was supposed to be the end of the franchise and show and whatnot. But at last minute, they decided to continue the show, so the ending had to be changed. And oh boy, what an ending they had to change it to. It's kind of like How I Met Your Mother, where they should have... Okay, well, actually, it's kind of the
They brought
reverse...
themselves into a corner.
Yes, pretty much. To the point where the ending was gonna be terrible. Alright then, but no, that was Glitter. Holy cow. We'll see you for whatever comes next in a musical movie marathon. So, see you then.